2026 just turned the Isekai dial to 11. Bigger returns, surprise movie bombs, and brand new worlds ready to steal your weekend. From the heartbreak and mind bends of returning favorites to weird can't-miss newcomers, this year's slate mixes cold-blooded twists, comfy fixes, and spectacle that actually matters. I'll walk you through the 10 titles that you can't afford to miss, the ones that'll get you talking, arguing, and rewatching. Stick around until the end. The last pick isn't just hype, it might change how you look at the whole genre. Ready? Let's dive in.
Number 10. Mushoku Tensei, Season 3. You might think Rudius has already seen it all, and then this next chapter quietly promises to upend him. After the upheaval at the end of Season 2, Rudius Greyrat finds himself navigating life in Sharia, reunited with Iris and dragged toward confrontations with figures like Perugius Dola and the Dragon Lord Orsted as the story shifts into the mid to late university and summoning arcs. Expect the show to lean into political friction, painful growth for Rudius, and tense reunions that force him to make choices he couldn't before. More emotional consequence, fewer easy wins. What makes this one worth watching is how it blends personal stakes with big, creeping threats. It's the kind of season that turns character moments into full-blown story pivots. Smooth, thoughtful, and occasionally brutal, it's a payoff for fans who stuck with the slow burn. And if you want spectacle next, the series at number 9 takes things in a very different direction.
Number 9. Noble Reincarnation. Born blessed, so I'll obtain ultimate power. Imagine being reborn as a 6-year-old prince named Noah Ararat, not just any royal, but the 13th son of the emperor, and having a cheat skill so wild that you can absorb the abilities of anyone who serves you. It's not just power for power's sake. Noah uses his infinite level cap to grow stronger, but the court isn't as shiny as it seems. Behind the noble facade, conspiracies, rival heirs, and dangerous politics are everywhere. What makes this one worth watching is the mix of underdog ambition and raw talent. Noah's not content just being powerful. He wants control, respect, and maybe even the throne. With its January 2026 anime premiere, it's shaping up to be a serious contender in the power fantasy isekai space. And if politics and royal intrigue are your thing, the next pick dives into a totally different but equally compelling direction.
Number 8. Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. Tiny, airborne, and already dangerous, that's the surprising truth behind this next winter show. Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling follows Elucia, who wakes up not as a human, but as a dragon egg, struggling to survive and level up in a harsh world. As Elucia grows, she meets allies like Miria and faces humans and monsters that test how ruthless a newborn dragon must be to stay alive. The anime leans into big, cinematic fights while keeping the charm of small character moments, so you get both spectacle and heart. Expect the season to chart Elucia's early evolution, the awkward first bonds with humans, and a couple of shocking power jumps that change who holds the balance in the region. If you like training arcs with an unusual twist, this one scratches that itch in a fresh way. Hold tight, the next entry flips from cute to dangerously political.
Number 7. Easygoing territory defense by the optimistic lord. Don't be fooled by the cozy title. This show treats city building like high-stakes strategy. Van Nyferdio wakes as a noble child with adult memories and a production magic that makes useful items. His family scorns him for not being a fighter and sends him to a tiny, hopeless village. Instead of duels, Van rewires daily life. He trains the loyal knight Komson, works with the pragmatic Till, and builds defenses, trade goods, and supply lines. What pulls you in is how small fixes become game changers. A mill, a wall, or a workshop can swing politics and safety. The first season shows slow work turning into real consequence. Townsfolk gain confidence, rivals take notice, and rising threats force Van to choose, and balances cleverness with quiet humor. If you want clever problem solving with real heart, this is the one. Next, we jump into full-on swordplay. Number 6. Reincarnated as a Sword, Season 2. Few stories are weirder and more fun than a talking weapon that refuses to be polite. and Season 2 leans into that odd spark. The show follows the sentient blade known as Teacher and his chosen wielder, Fran, as they leave survival mode and face real threats, political schemes, tougher monsters, and training that turns strange quirks into battlefield-winning moves. This new season appears set to broaden the world. Stronger foes push Fran's growth, hints of Teacher's hidden past start to surface, and their partnership deepens into something equal parts funny and moving. What makes it worth watching is the chemistry. A sword that scolds, a girl who becomes dangerous, and fight staged with surprising creativity. It's goofy, brutal, and oddly heartfelt, the kind of pairing you'll keep talking about. Next up, a series that swaps swords for chaotic, rule-bending systems indeed.
Number 5. Ascendance of a Bookworm, Season 4, Spring 2026. If quiet care can pack more punch than flashy battles, this return proves it. Mine, the small, book-obsessed girl reborn into a fragile world, keeps using clever workarounds and homemade tech to change what ordinary people can do. Season 4 looks like it will follow her push to broaden access to books, force new deals with local nobles, and defend her workshop against rising threats. The pleasure here comes from small human moments, a simple invention that shifts supply chains, a tender scene that rearranges loyalties, or a difficult choice that alters a town's future. The animation lets them breathe, so quiet scenes land as emotional payoffs. For anyone tired of non-stop spectacle, this series offers true satisfaction and thoughtful growth you remember. Meanwhile, at number 4, the list turns towards something that breaks the rules and goes loud.
Number 4, Hell Mode, Gamer Isekai. Brace yourself, this one goes all in on ruthless systems. Hell Mode follows Kale, a player who treats the world's cruel game rules as tools and drags allies like Rina and rival guild leader Vega into tactics that blur fair play. The premise turns familiar level-up beats into hard choices. Wins cost something real. Safe strategies become deadly, and exploiting mechanics often means paying a price later. Season 2 appears ready to widen the stage. Kale's rule-bending attracts political eyes, guild wars escalate, and his friendships are tested by consequences he refuses to avoid. It hooks because the show rewards clever thinking and punishes comfort. Fights feel sharp, and success often comes with messy fallout you didn't expect. If you like stress, surprise, and non-stop rethinking of what power means, this is made for highlight reels. After that, the list eases into something more heroic and expansive.
Number 3, The Beginning After the End, Season 2. A quiet throne suddenly hums with danger. Arthur Lewin's next chapter arrives with weight. Season 2 is slated for April 2026 and will push Arthur, Tessia, and Elijah beyond school life into wider, nastier politics. Reborn with the memory of a past king, Arthur now navigates alliances that demand cold bargains, rival powers that won't back down, and threats that test how far he'll go to keep friends safe. You'll see the map widen, border skirmishes, court intrigues, and fights where strategy matters as much as magic. The new episodes should answer questions left hanging from the first run while raising the stakes, deeper emotional losses, bigger confrontations, and a sharper focus on consequences. If you like stories where clever choices carry as much weight as raw power, this season promises both spectacle and real heart. Stick around, the list keeps climbing into even larger franchise territory.
Number 2, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Picture this, a familiar, friendly face at the center of an all-or-nothing showdown. Rimuru Tempest, ruler of Tempest, is pulled into a crisis, dragging allies like Malim, Beldora, and Benimaru into battles that reshape nations. The film ties up loose threads and opens larger threats. Ancient powers wake, alliances shift, and betrayals force Rimuru to choose between mercy and survival. Scenes suit the theater, big fights and quiet moments that make the danger personal. If you haven't seen the series, the movie works as a high-energy intro. If you're a fan, it offers real payoffs and surprises. It earns attention by mixing charm with consequence. It keeps the show's heart while turning up the scale so victories truly matter and feel huge. After this cinematic surge, the list finishes with a return boldly aiming to rewrite the genre.
All that cinematic scale makes one thing clear. Nations can be won on a battlefield, but souls are tested in the small, brutal choices that follow.
If Rimuru's movie proves how big the stakes can get, the final entry digs into what those stakes cost, and it's darker, nastier, and far more personal. Get ready for a return that trades spectacle for gut punches and asks how much a person can bear before everything breaks. Number 1. ReZero Season 4. Subaru's world keeps teaching him the same bitter lesson. Surviving isn't the same as winning. Season 4 looks poised to peel back the consequences of his last failures. Subaru Natsugi is still tied to Emilia, but the cracks in their world are widening, and allies like Beatrice and Emilia's circle will be forced into impossible choices. Expect loops that punish shortcuts, betrayals that sting because you care, and secrets about the realm that turn victories into new traps. What makes this the crown of 2026 isn't just the shocks of the spectacle. It's how personal everything feels. When the show makes Subaru pay for a single bad call, the repercussions ripple into politics, relationships, and the very rules of the world. And that weight transforms tension into something you can't look away from. The animation aims to match the darkness, the writing seems ready to gamble on hard consequences, and the emotional stakes are tuned to break and rebuild characters in ways other series shy from. After Rimuru's battlefield scale, ReZero asks the harder question: what does winning cost you inside? With that answer coming, we move to the final wrap, the end.
That's the rundown. 10 isekai you'll want on your radar this year. From quiet, clever returns to loud, can't-miss spectacles. Whether you're team slow-burn character work or here for the big, flashy set pieces, 2026 looks stacked with something that'll grab you. Tell me which one you're watching day one and which surprise pick you think will blow up. I love reading the takes. If you enjoyed the video, share it with a friend who owes you a watch recommendation, and drop a comment so I know what to cover next. Maybe leave a like and subscribe to make a guy happy after hours of editing. Press on that bell icon too while you're at it so you will be notified about all of my latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later.